we have made a big move. We decided to take everyone's suggestions and we got rid of Ricky Rubio. In the beginning of this new season, Ricky Rubio would not be on our team, and instead we have Jimmy G Buckets. And the G stands for gets. I know y'all probably know that already, but the G stands for gets. We also threw in that first round pick for this season because my goal this year is to make the playoffs. So if I make the playoffs, that pick is going to mean nothing to us. It's not even going to be in the lottery. So I feel like I came out on top of that trade. We got a guy who's a competitor, who plays defense, who's always getting better, and I think he fits our system. So we moved Zach LaVine back over to the point guard. So he's our starting point guard. We got Jimmy G Buckets, Wiggins, who was that? Karl Anthony Towns is now our power forward, and Alex Len is our starting center. You're probably thinking, where did we get Alex Len from? Well, if you didn't watch the last episode, it was our entire off season. So we got coaching, new signees, draft. We did the draft, man. We got a good guy in the draft. And Summer League, we got, just go watch that video. It's a 30-minute video. It's all live. I'll put the link right there. But I'll give you guys a small recap. If you want to go in depth, go watch the video. But here, this is how it went. Flip Saunders retired. Kevin Garnett retired. So we needed a coach. Went out and saw Ray Allen was available. I'm like, yes, let's go get Ray Allen because everything fit. His offense was an A, defense was an A, potential was an A+. So I'm like, why not? Why not go get that guy? And then we end up signing Kevin Garnett to our assistant coach. So he's still here in Minnesota. Actually, in this game, you'll see Jimmy Butler's wearing the number 21, which I'm going to have to change because that number 21 is going to be retired right here in Minnesota for KG. So I'm like, I got to get Jimmy Butler out of that number. Even though I know that's Jimmy's number 2, but you got to pay your homage to the guy, right? So that's what we did. When it came to the draft, we ended up with the 6th pick, traded up to the 3rd pick, got a guy, Eric Woods. You'll see a little bit of him in this video. He didn't play too much. I think he played around 14 minutes. Yeah, this is the beginning of our 2nd season, man. We signed Alex Len and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and that's pretty much the end of our offseason. And just a quick recap, we kept pretty much everybody that meant something to us. And we are in our season opener against the San Antonio Spurs. And you saw in that video right in the beginning, you saw Tim Duncan warming up, but Tim Duncan doesn't even start, man. Tim Duncan was coming off the bench. Speaking of Tim Duncan, hold on. Unbelievable. I think Pop retired, so Tim Duncan and Manu and everybody else is just there without Pop, so it kind of sucks. But here's our rookie right here, Eric Woods. He's a power forward, a really nice prospect. Some guys telling me to start him, but I don't think he's ready for that starter position yet. I think he's a year or 2 away from starting, but he will be a part of our rotation for sure. Right there, we got Karl Anthony Towns back. Karl Anthony Towns went down at the All-Star break for the season. And after that, I was like, forget this year, man. I didn't even want to play no more that year, so I simulated to the offseason, and that's where you got the last video. And man, when I tell you Jimmy fits this system, I'm being completely honest with you guys because he is a competitor. We have a lot of very, very young players. I think after Jimmy Butler, our next oldest person is about 24. Look at that. This is why we started Alex Len, by the way. That guy is a monster on the glass, and he dunks on people. Highlights after highlights after highlights. But Jimmy fits for those reasons, man. He knows what it takes to win. I know he doesn't have a ring or anything, but he's been leading that Bulls team for about 2 years now because Derrick Rose hasn't been around. And he's a fierce competitor. He always wants to win, and he plays high minutes. And I think he'd be a nice mentor to these young guys. Of course, we still have KG to be a mentor, Ray Allen. Hopefully, we can develop some jump shots out of these guys. But man, was this game fun. I am extremely excited for the season because I don't think it's all in my head. I think we have a roster that is worth a playoff spot. Even if it's number 7 or number 8, I think we definitely have it. Have a nice young point guard and Zach LaVine. He's actually been doing pretty well. I think we sent him to the playmaking season training or off-season training, so his passing's up a little bit. You know he's always dunking. Wiggins is progressing. I think he's like an 84, 85 now. Karl Anthony Towns is fresh off an injury, but he's playing hard still. And then, like I said, Alex Len is a human highlight reel. Like, I didn't even know that. I know he dropped 21 points in a preseason game a couple days ago, but in this game, he got some pretty nice dunks, and he's a glass eater, which is always good. On the bench, we still have Tony Roden leading the squad. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is now our backup shooting guard. I don't know if he made any highlight plays in this video, but if so, yeah, he's there. Tyus Jones is now in the rotation. You guys were raving about getting Tyus Jones in rotation, so we did exactly that. in this game, man, it was so much fun. You guys get to see in a little bit why I'm considered the king of the fourth quarter, because going into the fourth, we were probably up by 3 or 4, but by the end of it, it was double digits. That was the first instance that I actually showed you guys where I'm the king of the fourth, man. This is what I do usually. When it gets to the fourth quarter, this is where I start to turn up. This is why I try to turn up at least. Here we go. We're going to miss that shot with Wiggins. Offensive board. Hold on. What did I tell you? This guy's long and lanky, and he wasn't even going to have a job if it wasn't for us, man. He was probably going to sign somewhere for the summer camp, and I was like, no, he has the potential to be our starting center. And right there, nappy hair to nappy hair, Jimmy G to Wiggins. That's a brotherly thing that we're going to see a lot of, because those two guys do run the break, and both of them are good at the basket. Right there, we're going to shoot that 3. That's all wet. Fourth quarter, we completely turned up. This Spurs team's kind of weird, man. They have Lance Stevenson coming off the bench, Tim Duncan coming off the bench. Just some weird overall things, but still, it's still a Spurs, right? I know they don't have Pop, but it's still the Spurs. So I'm pretty sure we'll see them in the playoffs somewhere. And I don't know. I think this year, last season, I brought you about 3 or 4 actual gameplays. But this year, you're going to see a lot more, because I have played the first 3 games of the season. Usually, I'll play 1 game and then simulate the next 5 or so, then play the next. But I played 3 games in a row. That's how fun it was. Zach LaVine pulling up from basically that Timberwolves head, and guess what? He knocked it down. That's what he was doing this game, and facilitating. Couldn't ask for too much for him. And right here, we're going to get past the defender and Jimmy G buckets. Welcome to Minnesota, guy. The Bulls got rid of Derrick Rose, and now they got rid of Jimmy Butler. I don't think Noah's there. I don't know who's on the Bulls right now, but they are not even a playoff team anymore. Right here, this is probably going to end the game. We dunked that ball. It was way out of hand, but I just want to put a Tony Roden highlight in there just to show he's still the 6th man of the year. That's one of our goals, to get him the 6th man of the year. But that's it, man. I am excited. Let me know what you think how I did in the offseason and with that Jimmy Butler trade. You see me come out here with a 10-point victory against the San Antonio Spurs. We are going to surprise the world, guys. Wiggins ended with 18, 7, and 4. Normal stat line for him. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave it a like, man. This is the king of the fourth quarter, and I'm out of here. Thanks so much for watching.